Welcome to On the Road NIMBY Tips. I'm Patrick Slevin. I'm here in Jeffersonville, Indiana, and I want to talk about the NIMBY tip of the NIMBY obstacle is the way. Typically, when we look at NIMBYism from the developer's lens, it's the opposition that is an unnecessary and certainly unwelcomed obstacle, right? You know, no one wants to have that opposition showing up at the public hearing and spoiling what would otherwise be a very sustainable real estate project or development that is going to be beneficial to the community. But the NIMBY tip in this episode is the obstacle is really, it begins with the application team, with the developer, where that flying under the radar type of mentality is actually the obstacle that actually creates the NIMBY opposition. And what I mean by that is, in today's digital age, the grapevine is prolific. You know, people are going to hear about what's happening with that patch of dirt down the road, and the project's going to be discussed and even defined, if not demonized, months before an application is ever filed. So the NIMBY obstacle, the tip here is making sure that you have some kind of strategy on how to educate stakeholders and define your project before it gets defined by the opposition. So in other words, don't let an internal obstacle, a culture of let's just get this under the radar and see where it sticks. You know, be more proactive in anticipating that there's going to be questions and concerns in the community, and get out there ahead of it with project websites, with neighborhood coffees, maybe an open house, and just doing some of the more traditional outreach and meeting with the stakeholders that influence the decision makers. So that's the NIMBY tip. Don't let the NIMBY obstacle be internal. And by addressing some of the cultural and maybe outdated best practices, and leveling that up and stepping it up, you'll not only get ahead of the opposition, but you're going to put your project in a stronger position for approval. So if you do that, you'll turn your NIMBY opposition into yes in my backyard opportunities. Thank you.